For this episode of Thrifty Gaming, we're going to take a look at this Star Wars Monopoly set and ask the question, was this worth $3? Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming in lovely Figurines, Sweden. Initially, I was about to walk past this game of Monopoly Star Wars from Hasbro when I actually changed my mind and thought, you know what, maybe it is actually worth $3, and I am super glad I did because there is so much good stuff in here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the contents of this Star Wars Monopoly set. First thing we have here is the Monopoly Star Wars rulebook, and I'm actually not that interested in playing Monopoly. It's not a favorite game of mine, so I didn't actually buy this to play Star Wars Monopoly. I'm not sure I actually will, so I'll just take that aside right now. Same thing with the game board. I mean, this is kind of cool. I think there could be some really cool stuff you could do with this. If anything, it's kind of a cool piece to hang on a wall. It's got a lot of cool colors and some cool ship designs and everything. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. There might be some really cool use you could have for this, but I'm not really sure at the moment. If you have ideas what I could do with this, let me know in the comments below. What I'm mostly interested in, however, is the rest of the contents in here. And let's go ahead and take a look at them one at a time. Set of dice, always good to have more dice. We'll just throw those aside for now because what I'm really interested in is all of these plastic pieces. Now, these are awesome little tokens. We have the Rebel tokens in the blue and we have the Empire in the red. Now imagine if you want to use these in a game, if you're playing a skirmish game or something, you want to use them as markers to show that you have moved or activated. You could also use them for tokens, things that you have to go and pick up in order to get points. Just really cool. There's a ton of different uses that you could have for these, and I have to brainstorm a little bit about what to use them for. But man, there is a lot of them there. These really tough plastic, really cool. These alone I think would have been worth $3 at least. I mean, this is gonna be really cool. I have to brainstorm a little bit about how to use these. If you have some ideas in the comments below, go ahead and leave them. That would be great. The next set of things we have is this really cool set of Star Wars money. It's Monopoly money with Star Wars on it, and it looks like credits up here. We've got different increments, 10, 20. It goes really high up here into hundreds. I think there might even be a couple of 500s maybe. No, 50s. There is a couple 500s. Yes. So this is going to be pretty cool. In about a week, I have a birthday party for my son, and he has a Star Wars theme. So I thought I would set up something like a little store where Watto is going to sell candy to the kids and toys. And when the kids come in, I'm going to give them all a bunch of Star Wars money. I don't know how much I'm going to give them yet, but I'm going to let them take their Star Wars money and go over to Watto and buy different candy and toys from him and give them a little choice and option in what they want to have with their money. So this will be pretty cool, a way to actually use money for kids, but with the Star Wars theme, which will make it really fun. Hopefully that will make the birthday party extra cool. In addition to the money now, we get all of these really cool game cards. And there's a whole bunch of different things on these for the game of Monopoly. But I could imagine that you could actually use these to make some really cool rules if you want to be playing, I don't know, a role-playing game or some other skirmish game. So I'm going to maybe try out some of these cards and see if perhaps I can create some scenarios and some rule sets that use these cards. If you have ideas about what I could possibly use these for, please also give me some comments below. I would be really curious to get your ideas. So let's take a look at this one, for example. Rebel Force, just say no, stop another player's action against you. Empire Chance, broken power coupling, pay the bank 200 credits. Maybe, I don't know how we'd use the bottom there, but this would be kind of cool. Let's say we give our players in Star Wars miniatures or something, we give them each a couple of cards that they can play sometime during the battlefield. Maybe they stop an activation or something. Who knows? I mean, there's tons of possibilities here. I haven't even looked and read through all of these to see what all the different rules are, but it looks like there could be some really good options for playing other games and coming up with your own rule sets. And finally, the figurines that you get. This, I think, is what makes the set worth everything. We've got Luke Skywalker on the top here. We've got Darth Vader. We've got Finn and Kylo Ren. Let me just give you a close-up here of Darth Vader. Now, this is a pretty simple paint job. There's not any detail work on here. So, for example, if you wanted to add some color to Darth Vader, to his metal up here, you could go ahead and do that with a quick touch-up of paint. The lightsabers as well are pretty cheap looking. They don't have that sort of translucent plastic that maybe Star Wars miniatures have. But the sculpt is pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed with it. We have these bases that are quite similar to Star Wars miniatures. They're painted red and blue, though, for the Empire and for the Rebellion. But they're about the same size. Actually, they're exactly the same footprint, but they're about the same thickness, a little bit smaller than the Star Wars miniature figurines. But these are exactly the same scale, maybe just a little bit larger than the Star Wars miniatures, but you can hardly tell the difference. So these could easily be used in a Star Wars miniatures game, Imperial Assault, any game that has sort of a 25, 28 millimeter feel. These would be perfect. And that's maybe not strange that Hasbro is making similar figurines as what Wizards of the Coast was using when they had their Star Wars miniatures game. So, I mean, this alone is actually a great find, worth $3. Absolutely. Just Darth Vader alone, I would have paid $3 for. Let's give you a quick look at the other ones as well. Kylo Ren here, also a very simple paint job, but a pretty decent sculpt. I mean, you get the idea. I think this could be really fun. Kylo Ren doesn't have his own card for Star Wars miniatures, so we're going to have to go ahead and give him some stats. We'll find a comparable evil bad guy who can give him some stats if we want to play with him. Over to the good guys with their blue bases. Luke Skywalker, you see he has his gloved hand there and the regular hand. So this is obviously Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi or later. There's a couple more colors on this one, so there's a little bit more paint job. Once again, the lightsaber is pretty cheap looking, but I mean, all in all, this is a pretty decent figurine. The sculpt is actually pretty decent. The detail on the face is pretty nice, and it's about the right size for Star Wars miniatures as well. I'm going to use it in a future battle report between Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and the Emperor. And finally, we have Finn, who actually does have more color than any of the others. You see he has even a little bit of red there on his jacket. So a little more fine detail painting on this one, which is actually pretty nice. Decent sculpt. I mean, these are really pretty good for being cheap Monopoly pieces. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. So all in all, decent sculpts, decent paint job. Good enough to use for Star Wars miniatures. So back to the question that we started with, is this worth $3 even if you don't like Monopoly? And the answer is a resounding yes. There is so much cool stuff in here, from figurines to tokens to cards to money, even a little set of dice. I would say absolutely. If you find one of these lying around or they're really cheap, go ahead and pick it up. You won't be disappointed. Well, there you have it, folks. A quick video about our Star Wars Monopoly find at the local thrift store. Definitely worth $3. If you can pick up a copy of this, I would highly recommend it. If you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more videos in our Thrifty Gaming series, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and a like and subscribe, and we will be sure to produce more content like this in the future. And most of all, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.
Ta-da!